Footnotes from the Life Application Study Bible. This was Herod the Great, confirmed by the Roman Senate as king of the Jews. Only half Jewish himself, and eager to please Roman superiors, Herod expanded and beautified the Jerusalem temple. But he placed a Roman eagle over the entrance, which was forbidden by the law of Moses. When he helped the Jews, it was for political purposes, and not because he cared about their God. Later, he would order a massacre of infants in a futile attempt to kill the infant Jesus, whom some were calling the new King of the Jews. A Jewish priest was a minister of God who worked at the temple managing its upkeep, teaching the people the scriptures, and directing the worship services. All priests were descended from the line of Aaron, Moses' brother. Both Zechariah and Elizabeth were from the priestly line. At this time, the country had about 20,000 priests, far too many to minister in the temple at one time. Therefore, the priests were divided into 24 separate groups of about 1,000 each, according to David's instructions. Zechariah was a member of the order of Abijah, on duty this particular week. Each morning, a priest was to enter the holy place in the temple and burn incense. The priest would cast lots to decide who would enter the inner sanctuary, and one day the lot fell to Zechariah. This was perhaps a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but it was not by chance that Zechariah was on duty, and that he was chosen that day to enter the holy place. God was guiding the events of history to prepare the way for Jesus to come to earth. Zechariah and Elizabeth didn't merely go through the motions of following God's law. They backed up their outward compliance with inward obedience. Unlike the religious leaders whom Jesus would later call hypocrites, Zechariah and Elizabeth did not stop with the letter of the law. Their obedience was from the heart, and that is why they are called righteous in God's eye. Not having children came with a stigma in ancient cultures and was heart-wrenching for Zechariah and Elizabeth. They had prayed for a child often for many years with no results. But this did not discourage them from trusting in God's love and care. You may have a heartfelt request for God as well. Do not give up or turn away from God. Even if your prayer is not answered immediately, keep trusting in His wisdom, His love, and His care for you. God answers prayer in His own way and in His own time. He worked in an impossible situation, Elizabeth's age and barrenness, to bring about the fulfillment of all the prophecies concerning the Messiah. If you want to have your prayers answered, you must be open to what God can do in impossible situations. And you must wait for God to work in His way and in His time. Incense would be burned in the temple twice daily. When the people saw the smoke from the burning incense, they would pray. The smoke drifting heavenward symbolized their prayers ascending to God's throne.